Joining me now is Danon, member of the Knesset, a former ambassador to the UN. Good morning. Thank you very much for being with us. And are you expecting a significant escalation in the Israeli response in the coming hours or days?
Good morning, Mark. So you have been here and you know what we are now facing. We are still counting the number of casualties. We are still attending hundreds of funerals. You know, the number is beyond imagination. More than 1,200 Jews were massacred in one day. You know, since the days of the Holocaust, we haven't seen such atrocities. And absolutely, we will see a strong response from Israel, from the IDF. We are regrouping our troops. We will take our time. But when we will decide, we're going to come after the leadership of Hamas, after the militants of Hamas, and we will make sure that they will pay a heavy price. You know, yesterday we saw horrible pictures. We saw young children that were handcuffed and burned alive in a kibbutz. We saw decapitating of elderly, you know, things that you cannot imagine, barbaric atrocities. And we are now putting the reserves. We call more than 300,000 soldiers. We prepare them. And we're going to go after Hamas, and we're going to defeat them. We're going to eradicate them.
I mean, this is a heavily populated area, a very small area, crammed with people, half of them under 18. I just want to put to you what the UN is saying. You're a former ambassador to the UN. It was a call from Antonio Guterres for restraint and, I quote, an operation conducted in accordance with humanitarian law. What do you make of that?
With all the respect, Mark, where is Antonio Guterres when they kidnapped more than 100 innocent Israelis, when they raped the girls in the fields of Israel? Where is the UN when they massacred babies? With all the respect, now we are focused on winning the war. We will not sit idly by when they are slaughtering Jews in the land of Israel. Those days are over. So we will continue with those efforts. We have no intention to harm civilians. Unlike Hamas, they commit a double war crime. They target civilians, and then like cowards, they go and hide behind civilians as human shields. So we are actually calling the population in Gaza to move out, get away from Hamas headquarters, move away from Hamas militants. We don't want to hurt any civilians, but if you will stay around those barbaric terrorists, you will get hurt. We hope that the population will hear our alerts, will move out from those neighborhoods before we attack Hamas.
Now, 12 years ago, you exchanged over 1,000 prisoners for just one Israeli soldier, Gilad Shalit. Now you have over 100 hostages inside Gaza. How many prisoners are you willing to hand back in exchange for them?
We are not in a stage of negotiating anything with those barbarics. You know, a few days ago, they entered unprovoked our communities, attacked civilians, kidnapped the elderly, even Holocaust survivor at the age of 86, and a baby 1 year old. So with those people, you don't negotiate. I think we will be able to bring back our boys and girls only after we will hurt Hamas seriously, only after we will show them the strength of Israel, the stamina that we have. Then we can hopefully see our boys and girls coming back home safely.
Is it an operation then that could go ahead almost regardless of the fate of the hostages?
We will have to work parallelly, in parallel lines, you know, fight Hamas, hurt them, and at the same time put pressure in order to release the prisoners. And you know, we know with whom we are dealing. You know, those are barbaric animals. You know, I don't know why you want to kidnap families, why you want to kidnap toddlers. You know, even ISIS, you know, you never saw them doing such atrocities to babies. This is a new kind of barbaric behavior. And I think not only us, the entire democracies of the world should understand we are fighting against evil. It's the fight of humanity against barbarism. And we have to win that, because today they come after us. In the future, same behavior will be against the UK, US. We are in the front line of the fight against evil.
This is clearly a massive security failure by Israel. And there are reports circulating in the Israeli media that Egyptian intelligence told the Israelis, warned Israel that an attack could be imminent. Do you believe that to be true? Do you know anything about that?
So, Mark, I sit on the Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee, and I can tell you that I'm not aware of any warning we received from anyone. Indeed, it was a failure. We will have to inquire it and see exactly what went wrong. We paid a heavy price. But now, because we are in the middle of the fight, we focus on winning the war. After that, we will have enough time to look into the details of what happened. But to your question, we haven't received any warning from anyone.
But as my point was at the beginning, it is a security failure. It's an intelligence failure. We had a woman on the program last night talking about how she had lost family and friends, and she wants answers. Do you think she will get answers soon? And also, can the Prime Minister survive such a security breach, an awful security breach as this?
We will have to give answers, and I agree with, I don't know whom you interviewed, but, we have thousands of victims, tens of thousands of families that lost one of their members, and it's only the beginning. So we're going to have to look into that deeply. But now we are focusing on the fight, on winning the war. Prime Minister Netanyahu will lead that effort with the cabinet. We will support him. I hope we will have a unity government in the next few hours. And because the people of Israel, they want to see that we, the politicians, come together and are capable of working together at such a time of stress. And I encourage the Prime Minister to move fast on this issue, to form a unity government, and to prepare the nation and the military for a long operation that will eradicate Hamas, will change the reality in the region, and it will be for the benefit of the people in Gaza. They suffered for so many years under the regime of Hamas.